James Gunn's Superman is projected to earn $700 to $800 million worldwide, marking a strong but safe and much-needed reboot for DC Universe. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Jeff Snyder, known for his plugged-in takes on Hollywood's inner workings, recently poured a little cold water on fan speculation. While speaking on John Rocha's The Hot Mic, he revealed he's optimistic about Superman's box office potential, suggesting it might even triumph over the likes of Fantastic Four or Jurassic World at the summer box office. He's clear on one thing: this isn't The Dark Knight. Not every cape comes with a billion-dollar box office and a genre-defining legacy. As fans get excited for James Gunn's new Superman, some are already calling it the next Dark Knight. But insider Jeff Snyder is here to bring those expectations back down to earth. He doesn't think this movie is aiming to change the superhero genre the way The Dark Knight did. Instead, it's trying to lay the groundwork for a fresh start at DC. Yes, the trailer broke records, and Superman is still one of the most beloved characters out there. But Snyder says this movie feels more careful than bold. It's setting up a universe, and not flipping the script. So while Superman might do really well, even beating out some big summer blockbusters, it's not likely to be the next genre-defining hit. Despite all this, Superman is one of the most anticipated films of 2025, and early box office projections suggest a strong performance, though not necessarily record-breaking. As per Forbes, industry insiders expect the film to open with around $110 to $140 million domestically in its first weekend, depending on final marketing, critical reception, and fan turnout. Its total domestic gross is projected to land between $300 to $350 million, with international markets potentially adding another $400 to $450 million, bringing the worldwide total to around $700 to $800 million. He explained, I think that the movie is going to be fine. I think it's going to perform well and might even win July. It might even, triumph over Fantastic Four and Jurassic World, right? But do I think that we're getting like a Dark Knight? No, I do not. I definitely do not think we are getting anything close to Dark Knight or a movie that is going to redefine the comic book movie genre. Snyder noted that Superman seems designed more to launch a universe than revolutionize the genre. There has to be an element of safety in it, he pointed out, hinting that DC and Gunn are playing the long game. He acknowledged hearing mixed early reactions, nothing catastrophic, but nothing earth-shattering either. In other words, it's good, maybe even great. But it's not breaking new cinematic ground like Nolan's Batman did in 2008. While it's not expected to reach the billion-dollar heights of The Dark Knight, Superman is set to be a solid hit and a much-needed fresh start for DC's universe. The trailer made a huge splash online with over 250 million views in 24 hours. Superman remains an iconic and globally recognizable character, and James Gunn's lighter, more hopeful tone appears to be resonating with a wide audience. However, the film is also facing significant challenges. The DC brand is still recovering from a series of underperforming titles, and Superman releases amid a crowded summer slate, including Fantastic Four, Jurassic World, Rebirth, and Smurfs. There's also ongoing concern about superhero fatigue in general. It earned critical acclaim, reshaped audience expectations, and even sparked debates about Oscar rules after being famously snubbed for Best Picture. Now let's talk legacy. The Dark Knight didn't just rake in over $1 billion worldwide, it redefined what a superhero movie could be. Christopher Nolan's gritty, layered storytelling, Heath Ledger's haunting Joker, and the murkiness of Bruce Wayne's world turned it into prestige cinema. Plus, DC's brand isn't as unshakable right now. After years of uneven films, the studio needs to win back trust. And that means sticking the landing safely, not trying to break the sound barrier. Snyder sees Superman as the first solid step in a longer marathon. And maybe that's not a bad thing. Either way, fans are super excited. That's the shadow Superman is flying under. It's not fair, but it's real. When people say, the next Dark Knight, they're not just talking box office. They're talking impact, tone, and cultural shift. Snyder recognizes that Superman isn't being built that way. Superman and Batman could be appearing in a film together pretty soon in the DCU if this James Gunn rumor is true. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. James Gunn is reportedly already hard at work on the next film that will see Superman return to the DCU. If the rumors are true, a world's finest film is in the works, which will feature Batman and Superman headline a project on the silver screen for the first time since Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. The rumor comes courtesy of John Rocha and Jeff Snyder, who believe that James Gunn is currently working on a film featuring both Superman and Batman. While this might as well be a Justice League film or a cameo in a Teen Titans movie, the speculation has skewed towards a world's finest film, which may or may not be in development. Superman and Batman could be appearing in a film together pretty soon in the DCU if this James Gunn rumor is true. Superman and Batman could be appearing in a film together pretty soon in the DCU if this James Gunn rumor is true. It makes sense, however, that a world's finest film would be in early development at DC Studios, simply because of the patterns seen in the announced films and the world James Gunn seems to be building. So far, almost every project that Gunn has announced has brought in diverse characters from the superhero scene into the mythos of particular heroes. Not in a million years would anyone have considered a C-tier Green Lantern to be part of the supporting cast of a Superman film, much less with other heroes that could headline their own films. Even films that focus on a single mythos, like Lanterns, are bringing in heavy hitters, with Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart being part of the show, along with Guy Gardner. James Gunn appears to be informing audiences that the DCU is a living, breathing space where heroes frequently cross over. Therefore, while certain characters like Peacemaker, Superman, and Supergirl are getting shows with their names on them, other projects are about groups of people working together, such as Brave and the Bold, The Authority, Lanterns, and Creature Commandos. Every Superman that has graced the silver screen after Christophe Reeve has not managed to get a sequel for themselves. If it is really true that Superman is going to appear next in a world's finest movie, as speculated by John Rocha on an episode of his podcast, The Hot Mic, the Man of Steel would be once again foregoing a standalone sequel for himself in favor of a team-up. This rumor, however, could also be related to a film that will follow the release of a Superman sequel. Personally, there are more than a few heroes that I would love to see done right, apart from the mainline Justice League, of course. Kilowog is a character integral to the Green Lantern mythos, and it is easy to see him getting a spin-off of his own in the future. Black Canary is also a character who could work pretty well, especially if she is cast right, alongside a Green Arrow for banter. The Suicide Squad, James Gunn sequel in the DCU, is canon in the DCU, so it would be brilliant to see Idris Elba reprise his role in some capacity. There are also characters like Blue Beetle, Damian Wayne, Starfire, Saint Walker, and the New Gods who could be potent source materials for what the DCU is trying to do. The DCU is a fresh start, and there seems to be a lot of hype for what James Gunn has in store. There has been a slew of projects announced, such as Swamp Thing, Paradise Lost, and Clayface, which will cater to fairly niche fandoms within the DCU, and I am here for it. James Gunn's vision for Superman, as pointed to by his source of inspiration in Godzilla -1, is very different from that of Zack Snyder. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. James Gunn had a lot to say about what the key inspirations were for his Superman film. Gunn's Superman is already being considered to be portraying a new light on the fan-favorite Man of Steel. Audiences are already happy to see Superman in a less serious light, believing that he could finally become the symbol of hope that he is meant to be. James Gunn's Superman has a lot riding on it. It's the opening to the second chance that WB has taken with the DC IP. It's a bid to launch a cinematic universe that